Hello everybody, welcome. I wanted to talk to you today about Venus, planet Venus, because on the 5th of October, Venus is going to go retrograde until the 16th of November. So Venus goes retrograde roughly every couple of years. For 40 days, approximately. And this is an important Venus retrograde because it's retrograding not only through Scorpio, but also through Libra, which is its ruler, co-ruler with Taurus. So, Venus has everything to do with your finances, beauty, love, relationships, balance, harmony. And when it goes retrograde, it gives you an opportunity to press the reset button on these life areas, important life areas, your finances, how you make a living, and also your relationships, especially connected with love, with intimacy, with closeness. And this year has been a year of lots and lots of retrogrades. We've had Mars retrograde, now we're getting Venus retrograde, we've got the usual Mercury retrogrades. On November the 6th, we've got Uranus going retrograde for until March. So with this retrograde energy, it's an opportunity to not allow frustration to get the better of you. There's a tendency with retrogrades to feel as though everything is stuck. When are things ever going to move? I'm feeling a bit like that at the moment in Greece. We've had nothing but rain for day after day after day. And it's very, very unusual. I almost feel like it's Groundhog Day. Every day I get up and it's that same rain, pitter-patter of the rain. So you may be feeling as though you're stuck in your job, with your finances, with a relationship, with family, with friends. This whole area may feel as though it's just not flowing. Or you may feel as though you're making progress and then all of a sudden it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So if you can use the retrogrades in a constructive way and think to yourself, right, these 2 important areas of my life, because Scorpio would rule everything to do with finances and everything to do with other people's money, loans, pensions, assets, mortgages, investments, anything to do with taxes as well, and resources, how you use resources, your partner's finances. And how you can go more deeply now when it goes retrograde into Scorpio. For some of you, it might mean getting into a deep sexual relationship, looking at intimacy, looking at the power of intimacy, whether you're ready to go more deeply and become more intimate and trust somebody on a deeper level. So, yes, thank you, Lizzie, for saying something here. Yes, it can be tough, but the retrograde times often cause a great deal more of growth to happen, simply because during a retrograde, you get a chance, if you're not impatient, to reassess a situation. You might all of a sudden notice, I'm getting into an argument here. Uh-oh, I can feel my anger rising. Somebody's criticizing me. Somebody's saying something not very nice. Uh-oh. and you can sense that reaction in you. Notice when you are reacting to a situation and see if you can reduce the volume of your reaction and act differently to the way that you would normally react. I still find it difficult when I'm wanting to cross a road here in Greece and it's pouring with rain and the drivers just sail merrily past you and just pretend that you don't exist. Now, yes, it's for all the signs. Yes, it is for all the signs. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Dana. It's for everybody. Do not think that when I cover these aspects, and I come to speak to you on a live stream, that it's only for particular signs, that this Venus retro is in Scorpio and Libra. No. In your chart somewhere, you will have Scorpio and Libra. And you may have planets in Scorpio and Libra that are being activated at this time. So it's for everybody. So the general Venus retrograde reading for you is to try to look at your reactions. How do you feel about money? How do you feel about your finances? Just right now, if you're sitting here, right now, what does it cause any emotion to come up in you when you think about your finances? Happy birthday, Alison, for tomorrow. When you think about that, though, how do you feel? What kind of emotions come up? And it's time to examine those emotions, not to avoid them, not to sweep them under the carpet, but to look at, yes, I'm feeling lack. I feel as though I don't have enough. Somebody says, I love money. So what can you turn around? What can you do differently? What can you do? Could you maybe look at people who are abundant or who feel abundant? Somebody wants more independence. Okay, what can you do? How can you change that? This is a reassess moment. You might do some research. You might do some study. It's a very good time for researching. When it goes into Scorpio, perfect time for going deeper, a little deeper than you've gone before. Let's say you've been frustrated for a long time. And now you begin to walk towards your passion. Thank you, Dana. You begin to walk towards the things that you love. Maybe you don't know what you love. All right, then what do you like? What do you like a little bit? So these are all things. Yes, a new business. Maybe you'd like to start your own business. I never thought when I started to paint that people would like to buy the paintings. I don't do them for that reason. I do them because I just love to create. And that happened to be a sideline that came from it. So what do you love to create? Thank you, Thea333. You want to be able to save more money. All right. Look at people. Look at researching how to save money. Maybe look at the little cracks that your money is falling through. So maybe look with Stephen saying here, surround yourself with people who already have money. Look at how they behave. What do they do? Thank you. You could buy silver. You could buy gold. There are all kinds of things that you can do. You can speculate. But it's time to go deep. And it's time and it's an opportunity between the October the 5th and November the 16th. Happy birthday, Scott, for tomorrow. For really having a deep change take place in your mental attitude, because Scorpio is very much about the mental, the mind as well, what you're driving yourself crazy, facing your fears. What are you frightened of? A lot of people I know have a lot of money and they're frightened of losing it. So not having money can be problematic and having money can be problematic. It's all how you see it in your mind. So you're dealing very much here with the mental picture. And then the day that Venus goes direct on the 16th, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So you'll have a chance to deal with your thinking patterns once again. Good. So that's the bit through Scorpio. Then from the end of October until the middle of November, Venus goes retrograde through Libra. And this is your opportunity for really bringing more balance. How can I bring more balance into my relationships? How can I bring more harmony, more peacefulness into my relationships? Where am I beginning to be impatient? Hello, Anna, you'd like to meet your twin flame. Well, very often during a retrograde Venus, you can have somebody from your past coming back into your life, or an old relationship being healed so that you can release it and be free. Well, Pushpinder is asking, should you restrict voicing your opinions? Well, you might want to look at the kind of responses you get from other people when you do voice your opinions. Maybe you need to tone it differently, speak out differently, you see. So maybe it's being very clear in your relationships. And the Venus in Libra is constantly seeking to find a way in which we can work together. Because let's face it, relationships are probably one of the most problematic areas that most of us have from time to time, right? True love does not run smooth. I mean, very rarely, okay? There are issues that come up. You meet somebody, it seems marvelous at first. Oh, everything, the garden is green. And then suddenly they do something you don't like. And suddenly, they say something you don't like, or you get plugged into something. So it's about really looking at your responses. What are you doing when somebody presses one of those sensitive buttons? How do you respond when you feel somebody's criticizing you? Are they criticizing? Sorry to hear that, Red Moon, that you lost 2 dear friends in a house fire. So that's really making you wake up and look at your mortality, your compassion, your caring. Maybe making the most of what you have, making the best of it. The retrogrades give you an opportunity to say, hey, life is quite fleeting here. We think it's stable, but boy, it's changing, it's changing, it's changing all the time. So how can I make the best of this moment? How can I do that? Try not to plan things too much. Retrogrades want you to undo the knots that you've tied yourself in. Undo the knots, undo the tension, undo it, release it. Notice when you begin to feel that tension, find ways of relaxing. Retrogrades, RE. Do anything with a word beginning with RE. So relax, rest, rejuvenate. Reinvent yourself, reassess a situation. And yes, insights on healing, Pastel Angel. You could get some insights by tuning in when you get to that peaceful, restful place. It's also an opportunity to reassess beauty in your life. All too often we don't see, and I'm in this too, I don't see the beauty around me. You know how it is in your home. You may have a painting that's been up there for a long time, you don't even notice it anymore. But making a real effort to realize the beauty that's all around you, little things. Sorry you broke your ankle, France. That you're learning to relax, you're being slowed down. What can you do to nourish yourself, to help your body to release? You could be moving house, yes. There's always a reassessment of life areas at this time, but particularly it is relationships, it is intimacy, it is trust, and it is finances. Yes. Angel Heart's asking, what's your next step to awakening? Well, that's something here to meditate upon and to think about the beauty of life. I feel that Venus retrograde has everything to look at. Even somebody who is old, who has got wrinkles, can be beautiful. Maybe all those stereotypes that you've got, that you think you need to lose weight to be beautiful. Can't you be beautiful and be full or thin? Where are you judging someone and not seeing the beauty within, the depth of the beauty? Venus retro in Scorpio, looking to the depth, looking beyond the surface. We're so conditioned to look at the surface of somebody. Oh yes, they look this, they look that, they're not nicely dressed, this one's got a big nose, this, That's why the animals are so pure, aren't they, and the little children. Because they're not judging you. So maybe you can really reassess now. Why am I judging? Because when you're judging another, you're judging yourself. So really see the soul. Thank you, MK. Great, you always see the soul. The more of us that can see the soul and go deeper, and not be so judgmental on yourself and what you feel is beautiful. I dyed my hair for donkey's years, thinking it was nicer to be brown-haired than grey-haired. And now I just accept, okay, I'm grey. And it's not to say that I might not colour my hair again one day if I take the fancy, but not doing it because I'm feeling as though I'm ugly if I don't do it. Can you accept yourself? Every way. Right now, exactly as you are. Because if you can do that, there's such a rest in that. That's where the rest comes. Exactly. That's where the rest comes. So just resting in the perfection and the beauty of you. And the more you do that, the easier your relationships become. The more harmonious your relationships become. Because when you're not worrying, how do I look? Oh my goodness, I need to lose weight, I need to do this, I need to do that. Thank you, you're a celebrity hairstylist, Thea, and she likes my hair, thank you. And it's accepting it. Warts and all. Because a leaf that is not a green leaf, but is maybe orange or red and crinkly, can still be beautiful. Maybe you're a crinkly leaf, but you're a beautiful leaf. And this is really what this Venus retrograde is about. Is stopping, is looking at yourself, retrograde, not looking outwards at somebody else and how they should be, but looking at yourself through the eyes of love. Because we all want to be loved. Hello in Israel, Natalie. Welcome. And when you do that, you begin to shine. You shine with light energy. And it's what we choose to see. So how about looking for it? How about actively looking for the beauty? The more of us that do this, the more we create an energy field that rubs off on the people around us. Everywhere. Supermarkets, banks, hotels, on the street, just walking along. Everywhere. And that's what we can do with the energy of this Venus retrograde. So it works on the personal level. We're looking at money and finance. And how do you look at money? Do you see it as something in short supply? Do you see it in something as abundance? Do you feel abundant as a person? Are you short of air? Or is there plenty of air for you to breathe? There's an intelligence that works inside of you that is so generous. It's beating your heart. It's doing your digestion. It's moving the blood around your body. There's a generous intelligence that lives inside of you. If you can connect to that, there is great abundance in that too. Good luck with your job, Paula. That's great. Send out love to everybody that you pass in your day. Great, Crystal. Absolutely. Absolutely. These are all things, and it's great that we can give one another ideas. Oh, that's a nice thing to do. How about that? What if I just send love to that person who seems very angry at the moment, and I don't respond to that energy field? I become even more present and aware of how I am. And notice whether you're uptight or are you relaxing. Keep thinking, keep thinking, keep thinking. How can I relax more? Retrograde's about learning how to relax inside of you. When you're around a person who is relaxed, doesn't it feel nice? When you're around somebody who's uptight, don't you begin to feel a little jumpy yourself sometimes? I know I do. Love you too, Alison. Yes. So it's not about suppressing emotions. It's not about being happy all the time. It's not about being positive all the time. It's about accepting all of it and not resisting it. MK cried a lot these last couple of months. Maybe that was very cleansing for you. Painful, but you released. It's important to give yourself permission to have all the emotions. Venus retrograde in Scorpio, have all the emotions, right? Because there are sad, sad things happening. The person who just lost dear friends in the fire. The people who are going through the earthquake in Indonesia. It's everywhere. So sometimes we do feel sad. And also it's an opportunity to retrain your mind, to retrain yourself, to look for things that are in abundant supply. There's no shortage of love other than the shortage that you may be thinking of in your mind. If you go and sit by a tree, you can feel the love energy from a tree or a flower or an animal. There is just a love energy that emanates. So with the Venus retrograde, see, thank you Ruth, love, love and more love. See if you can begin to notice and feel love in all kinds of unexpected places and situations. Instead of looking for it in a twin flame, a soulmate, a relationship, a partnership, a husband, great those things. But let's get creative. Because love is all around on a deeper level. Hug a cat? Absolutely, Natalie. If she lets you, definitely. Go and hug a tree? Yes, Sandor. Yes. So these are things to begin to tune into, to think about. Venus has everything to do with harmony, harmonizing. And sometimes there are discords. Sometimes you need the discord to be able to feel the harmony afterwards. There's that tension of the discord that builds up. And then all of a sudden, it releases. And you get these beautiful harmonies. Mozart is very beautiful to listen to at this time. Anything that has a harmonious energy to it. Thank you, Valerie. Goes in and feels the love vibrations in crowded places and eases negativity. Great. Yes, animals are pure love. And so are you. We've just gotten clouded with the mental mind chatter. But actually, until all that judgment comes in, once all that becomes released and you're just who you are, like the baby that you came in to this world, all that drops away. You don't have to put on an act anymore. You don't have to be what you're not. Yes, these retrogrades have been difficult. And they're always an opportunity for growth and for a reinvention, a recalibration. Sometimes there are tears. Yes, Kurt. There are tears. And that's okay. Release. Let go. Certainly Venus in Scorpio is all about letting go. Surrendering. Having those emotions. Sometimes they're not emotions that we like very much, but having them and loving yourself through them and knowing that they are temporary and they will not last forever, that you will come through them. So, I can't believe I've talked here for nearly half an hour. But I feel I'm with you. I feel a real interaction with you. So thank you for being online and live with me today on a Sunday. For some of you, it might already be Monday. And hello from Israel. Many of you from Israel today. Hi. I think I might be taking a trip to Israel soon. So I've got some friends there who've just invited me. So I've been thinking of doing a little retreat there. So might do it during the retrograde. We'll see. If I do, I shall try to live stream from there as well. So, yes, MK, try to transmute anything that is negative. Absolutely. So, any question from anybody before I'm going to say good night to you here in Athens? I'd love to come to Jordan. Thank you, Rana. Thank you. Well, Gerda, sing and dance every day, absolutely. So thank you once again to all of you. Dana, it's for everybody. This reading is for everybody. It's not just one sign. This applies to all of you. Thank you. And I will just say bye for now.